The fourth dimension is what the object represents, what it means to you. It is the subjective experience of the object. Now, let's back it up. Again, I said that not all objects are tangible. This is where humans are different from every other animal, because humans can have an object, say an emotion, say a thought, say a will, say a desire, and not only understand that they have that desire, they have that will, they have that thing, but they understand the significance of having it. And this is where humans have not only saw an empty gourd as something that was laying around to be thrown away. This is where one human said, this empty gourd is what I can use to store water. It is that fourth dimension, not only knowing that it's a gourd, but knowing the significance of a gourd as a vessel to save water for a drought, that has allowed humans to evolve in places where we would have otherwise died off. That is what allows humans to survive, because, again, life itself is an object. Life is an object. So humans understand the significance of life. Not only am I living today, but they understand how will I be living tomorrow? And as a reflex of that, they understand that the decisions that they make today will affect their life tomorrow. It is that fourth dimension of the object, or the thing, or the thought, or the idea that allows humans, as the only creatures on this planet, to see not only the objects around them, but the significance of those objects and how they can impact the future. There are very few animals. There are very few animals that have this ability, and humans are the only ones that do it innately. The only animals that I can think of that can do this are dolphins and crows. And they can only do it to a limited capacity. That's why you hear stories of dolphins saving humans, because they understand the significance that would arise from saving humans from sharks. They understand that if I don't do something, this human will die, and then people will be unhappy, so they take action. Now, you may see other animals do things. Of course, you see gazelles running from lions, but that is not... You don't need significance to understand that if I don't run away from this lion, I'm not going to live tomorrow. That's a survival instinct. It is the fourth dimension of not only the things around us, the tangible things around us, but the intangible things, the emotions, the feelings, all those things that we not only take in and we participate with. We don't just participate in our world. This is a huge thing in psychology. It's called cognitive psychology, and I welcome you to look it up. You don't have to. You can take my word for it, but hey, what do I know? I only have a bachelor's. Cognitive psychology says that it's not just humans participating in the world around us. It is the human psyche that projects reality onto the surfaces of the world around us, and how we take those things in and how we digest them and then process them. That is how we react to them. Again, keep in mind, this is the existentialists, that this lamp, which is lighting the video that I'm shooting, that's only one facet of reality. The other reality is my emotion, or your emotion, that says either I'm going to make this video, or I'm still going to listen to this drunk asshole rambling. It's an amazing thing. But here's the problem. Here's why the fourth dimension is so hard to see. It's because it looks differently to every single person. It's subjective. So no one can tell you the significance of this mouse. I use the example of a goat. Okay? You have 4 people in a room, and one of them looks at the goat and sees wool. All right, I'm gonna make wool out of this. I'm just gonna use the fur and make some food or make some clothes. So that person knows what that goat is for. The significance is that another person sees food, another person sees meat. So he's like, I'm gonna eat this. So that is the significance. Another person sees the goat and is like, this is a pet. I wouldn't shave it. I wouldn't eat it. It's a pet. I'm going to name it Bessie. Therefore, it is a pet to that person. The fourth dimension person, the person that I am, is looking at the goat, or not even looking at the goat. Let's say it's an imaginary goat that someone just started talking about because he was drunk and rambling. I see this goat as an example. I see it as an example of subjective reality. You catch that? That's the fourth dimension. I'll put it another way. And I gotta think fast because I'm running out of memory. Words and music are magic. They are the express examples of subjective reality. The only problem is, because we all know English, we all know what my words mean. If I were to use euphemisms, if I were to use symbolism, if I were to use metaphors, not everyone would know what I mean. How is that relevant? And let me gather my thoughts. Because words are objects. Words are actually objects. They are intangible objects. They are random sounds. There are fluctuations in my vocal cords matched with the shape of my mouth that in reality don't make sense. But your mind understands the significance of those fluctuations in my vocal cords and those shapes of my mouths and turns them into words. Your psyche then projects onto the sounds that I'm making with my throat and my mouth the understanding that the significance of those words means that I'm trying to tell you about the fourth dimension. So you're able to catch that. You're able to catch on to what I'm trying to convey to you. Hopefully, if I'm not rambling too much. Without the fourth dimension, we wouldn't be able to talk. We'd be like any other animal that couldn't understand the fourth dimension. You see parrots that can mimic sounds. They mimic sounds, but can you hold a conversation? No, because they don't understand the significance of the words that they speak. They only understand that those are sounds that they can mimic. Without the fourth dimension, I would not be able to write, because the words on the screen would just appear as random letters. But because of the fourth dimension, which humans are all attuned to, you understand that when I put W-I-T-H, that means that with. That means that there's an association between the first word before with and the second word after with. You understand that. That's significant because you are in tune to the fourth dimension. That is the same thing with music. Because music, when you really don't think about it or think about it, is a bunch of random sounds. It's a bunch of random sounds, but because it comes in a rhythm, but because it comes in a predetermined pattern, in which I don't know if you've realized, but all music is predetermined. Even if it is obscure, you know which sounds come after another in a song, because if you hit a random sound in the middle of a song, it won't be music anymore. It'll just be noise. it's important to understand the importance of significance, because significance is the glue which binds humanity to their understanding of the world. It is significance, not only the logic of a thing, but the significance of a thing that makes humans understand and appreciate their importance or their impact to the world.